Good morning class. Welcome to the video lecture. Today we will start with the remaining portions of chapter 3. The topic which we will take up today is joints in our body. The place where two or more bones join together is called a joint, and we can bend our body around these joints very easily. For example, the joint which is present in our knee and elbow. If you will just try right now, you will be very easily able to move your body around these joints. The bones at the joints are joined together with a very strong bands of tissue which are called ligaments. Ligaments are very strong and flexible and allow the movement of our bones. Next comes the types of joints. There are two types of joints: immovable or fixed joints and movable joints. First of all, let us see immovable joints. As the name suggests, these joints do not allow the movement of bones. These bones, as we have already discussed earlier, are found between the bones of the skull. Next comes the movable joints. According to their shape and function, we can classify them into four types: hinge joints, ball and socket joint, pivot joint and gliding joint. First of all is the hinge joint. A hinge joint, it allows our bones to move in one direction only. It works like a movement of a door. There are doors in your houses. The hinge joint is similar to the opening and closing of a door. You can see this silver colored thing which is present on the screen is a hinge. It moves in 2 and 4th direction only, and in the similar way the hinge joint allows the bones to move in this direction, like the joint which is present in the knee and the elbow. These joints are very strong joints, and along with elbow and knee, they are present in our toes and fingers also. Next comes the ball and socket joint. Ball and socket joints allow maximum movement of our body. In this, ball-like projection of one bone fits into a socket-like projection of the other bone, and hence the name given is ball and socket joint. The examples of ball and socket joint are the hip joint and the shoulder joint. Now class, do you know that it is because of the presence of this bone in our shoulder, the bowler in cricket can swing around his arm freely in all directions and he can throw the ball. Next comes the pivot joint, the third type of joint. In this joint, there is a projection in one of the bones or outgrowth in one of the bones that fit into a ring-like structure of another bone. The example is the joint which is present in the skull and the first two vertebrae of our body. You can very easily see the picture. There is a projection of bone which fits into a ring-like structure of the other bone. Radius and ulna bones, they are also having the pivot joint in them. And this joint, it allows up and down movement, back and forth movement and sideways movement of our head. The last type of joint is the gliding joint. In gliding joint, the small bones, like the bones of wrist and ankles, they can slide over each other. It allows only for a limited movement. You can see here, the bones, they can slide over each other. It allows only sideways and back and forth movement. Let us again recap all the joints which are present in our body and the places where they are present. First one is the pivot joint, which is present between the skull and the first two vertebrae. ball and socket joint, which is present between the hip and the shoulders, hinge joint, which is present in our elbow, gliding joint, which is present in the toes and the hands. I hope the topic of joints is clear to you. Now we will move on to the next topic, that is muscles. Our bones are covered with a soft tissue called muscles. These muscles, along with bones, helps to give shape to the body and also helps us to do various life activities. And our body has more than 600 muscles. Now, muscles are connected to the bones with the soft tissue which is called tendon. Remember, bones are connected to each other with the tissue called ligament, and muscles are connected to bones with the tissue called tendon. And according to the nature of functions, we can classify muscles into two types: voluntary muscles and involuntary muscles. Some activities of our body are performed when we wish them to take place. For example, eating, walking, studying, writing, running, etc. We can start or stop these activities according to our will, according to our desire. These activities are carried out by voluntary muscles. And some of the activities are there, like functioning of heart, functioning of digestive system, stomach, which go in a orderly or fixed manner, and it is not dependent upon our wishes. So these muscles which are involved in these activities are called involuntary muscles. Hope both of them are clear to you. Now, muscles are made up of long and thin cells which are called muscle fibers. These muscle fibers are of three types. First one is the striated muscle fibers. The voluntary muscles are made up of striated muscle fibers. These muscle fibers have dark and light bands running across them. You can see in the given picture. The striated muscle fibers have the light and dark bands along them. Striated muscles are also known as the skeletal muscles. Next comes the smooth muscles or the smooth muscles fibers or the involuntary muscle fibers. The involuntary muscles are made up of smooth muscle fibers. They are long and narrow at the ends and they do not have any bands. The organs of the respiratory and circulatory systems, they have a lining of these smooth muscle fibers. You can again see these type of muscle fibers in the given picture. These muscle fibers, as I have already stated, have tapering ends. These smooth muscle fibers do not get tired and can work continuously for a long time without getting tired. Next are the cardiac muscle fibers. The word cardiac relates to the heart. Cardiac muscle fibers are present only in our heart and they also have bands like the striated muscle fibers. You can see in the picture these muscle fibers are present in our heart and they do not get tired at all. Okay, the three type of muscle fibers: striated, smooth and cardiac. Next comes the working of the muscles. Muscle cells in our body have ability to contract and relax. That is, they can become short in length or they can increase in length. So they allow the body parts to move. Contraction causes a body part to bend and relaxation allows it to straighten again. For example, in our arm muscles, we have two portions in the arm, upper arm and the lower arm. One portion of the arm will contract and the other will relax. So muscles always works in pair to allow the movement. In the similar way, it is in our legs also. It is not like that you can move only your upper leg or your lower leg. Both of your legs will move together. Both parts of the legs will move together. So the muscles work in pairs. In class, it is very important to take care of our body and of our bones and muscles. For this, we should exercise regularly and eat a balanced diet. And children, we have finished with this chapter. I hope the things are clear. Any doubts you can copy down and we will discuss when the school opens. Next we